Hey guys, this is Eric Binion from artablog.com, and this is video 2 of the WordPress Rockstar series. In this video, we're going to cover things such as how to use WordPress, what the difference is between posts and pages, how to publish and schedule posts, uploading and inserting media into posts. We're going to head on over to the WordPress theme repository, and then we're going to talk about plugins, what they are, how to use them, and the most popular WordPress plugins. Alright, so first things first, let's talk about the difference between posts and pages. Now, anytime this topic is brought up, it's not that hard to stray into the history of WordPress, since WordPress began as a blogging platform. But let's go ahead and skip that. Let's go straight to the differences between a post and a page. Now, I have seen arguments where people compare posts and pages and they talk about the type of data they hold, and they make it kind of confusing, honestly. Let me simplify that for you. Posts are any type of information, whether it's pictures or videos or articles. It could be about products you have. It could be about anything. Posts go in your blog roll. Now, let's say you have a piece of information that doesn't really fit in that blog roll. It's not information that people come to your website for as much. Let's say for Artablog, people come to our website looking for tutorials. Well, we don't want to put our contact information right in the blog roll. And so this is why pages were created. Pages are a way to separate out your static content, such as your about page, your contact page. On Artablog, we have a guest post page where people can submit a guest post idea. We don't want that content necessarily in the blog roll with all the other posts. We want it to be separate. And that's the difference right there between a post and a page. A page is not included in that list of other content. So it's just a way of separating out your information. And to me personally, that makes a lot more sense than trying to talk about the metadata that's attached and all kinds of other things, right? All right, so now that we've discussed the difference between a post and a page, let's go ahead and talk about how to publish and schedule a post. And for that, let's go ahead and log into our demo WordPress install that we installed in video 1. And then we'll look at the whole posting system and we'll take a cruise through the rest of WordPress. So let's go ahead and log in. I'm at shutterbugwebs.com/WordPress/WP-admin. You can also use WP-login.php. All right, so we're going to type in the password. All right, so now this is the admin area of our WordPress install. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to dismiss this notice. And then since we're talking about publishing and scheduling posts, let's come on over here to the Posts tab and let's go to Add New. And so when you're working on a post, you have the title and then you have the content. So let's say, welcome to the WordPress Rockstar series. So a very quick short post to publish is an example, right? All right, so once we're done with our post, we can come over here and we can save as a draft. We can preview it. Well, let's go ahead and allow these pop-ups. Let's preview it. Not working. Let's save a draft. And now, there we go. All right, so now we can preview what the post would look like. This is good when you want to see how the words interact with the design, or if you're using images in your posts. But the difference is you can choose to publish this right now if you hit the publish button, or you can come up here to this calendar icon and you can select when you want to publish it. This is really good if you do something called batch writing, where you spend a day or two or maybe a week writing all your posts for, the upcoming few weeks or month or two. This is something that we've tried on Artablog and we liked because, we write all of our posts at one time and then we have the ability to, do programming or whatever else, the company needs. So that's an option. You can choose to either publish immediately or, set a time in the future and then schedule your post. It's pretty convenient, huh? All right, and so while we're here, let's go ahead and talk about uploading and inserting media into post. So the default WordPress method of uploading media and inserting it into your post is to come over here to this button called Add Media. So let's go ahead and click that. All right, and so it starts us off here in the media library. You can tell I've already played around a little bit. But let's go ahead and go to the Upload Files. And then here you see we have the option to click Select Files and find a file. Or we have the option to drag a file on. So I can drag on this screenshot. And it's uploading and it's processing. In a second we'll be able to upload it. We'll be able to insert it into our post. But as you can imagine, as you begin to blog quite frequently, this becomes an issue. It's not easy to always create an image or find a great image, using Google, at least one that you can use legally. So that's why at this point in time, I'd like to take a minute to show you a plugin I use called PhotoDropper. To do that, let's come over here to Plugins. Let's go to Add New. Let's go to PhotoDropper. All right, and so I'm going to go ahead and install it. And then I'm going to activate the plugin. Let's go back to our posts. Let's go to Welcome to WordPress Rockstar. Let's edit. And then while we're here, we can click on this balloon. This balloon is the PhotoDropper plugin. Click that. So this brings up, for the first time anyways, just a few prompts. Let's go ahead and click yes there. And then we can simply search. So let's type in blogging since, this is for Artablog. And this brings up some pretty good pictures. We have a woman here that's on her laptop at a coffee shop, it looks like. We have a woman and a man down here with blogging shirts on. Pretty cool. Personally, I like this picture. So let's go ahead and click that. And let's insert into post. And then right here, you can tell that it's already in the post. So over here is where we're going to insert it. You can add a caption to it. Hello, this is from PhotoDropper. This is text that appears below the picture. You can add alt text, which is good for Google search engine. So we can type PhotoDropper WordPress plugin. And you can also enter a description, although this is usually not used within the theme. This would be more for your personal purposes. Alignment here, you can choose to left, center, or right align it, or you can choose none. And you can link it somewhere if you want. We're going to not link it, and then we're just going to insert it. And as you can tell, that was real easily. In just a minute or two, we not only installed the plugin, but we also found a pretty awesome image to use in our post. So at this point, let's update and let's preview. All right, so this is how our blog looks so far. Pretty awesome, right? All right, so now that we've gone through publishing and scheduling posts, we've talked about how to insert images and media. Let's go ahead and talk about the WordPress theme repository. To get to the WordPress theme repository, we're going to come over here to Appearance, and we're going to go to Themes. And this first view, you're going to see the themes that you've already got installed. We're going to go to Install Themes to get a new one. And let's go ahead and let's get a light theme. Let's get a right sidebar, and let's just search for that. All right, and so these are the results that we've got so far. Let's look for one that we might like. And let's see. This one looks pretty nice. Let's go ahead and install this one. I clicked it, and we're just going to wait a second. Alright, so it's already installed. Before you activate it, you can choose to do a live preview. And this will show you what it looks like right now with the content you have. While here in the live preview, you can also change things such as the colors, header, background image, static front page. This is if you don't want the post on the front page. But we're going to go and cancel, and we're going to do we're going to hit activate. All right, so let's go ahead and view that again. And this is how our blog looks so far. To change how it looks, we're going to go ahead and publish that one post. Let's come over here to post, go to edit, and let's change this. Let's take it off scheduling, and let's do, this should publish it. All right. All right, so now you'll see we have our post, and we have the demo hello world post. There we go. So from here, we've talked about publishing and scheduling posts. We've talked about uploading, inserting media, and we've talked about using the WordPress theme repository. Let's go ahead and touch on plugins, what they are, how to use them, and my most recommended plugins. All right, so to upload a plugin or to install a plugin from the WordPress repository, come over here to plugins and go to add new. Once here, the process is very similar to the themes. You're just going to search for a plugin. For example, we did Photo Dropper earlier, and it'll come up with results. You can choose to get more details, or you can choose to install it. All right. You can also find the most featured plugins, popular plugins, newest plugins, etc. All right. So let's go ahead and go to my top recommended plugins. Number one on the list is Gravity Forms. Gravity Forms is a good plugin for any type of reader input on your website. Anything from a contact form to a very basic e-commerce website to a full-blown quiz or survey. That can easily be done in Gravity Forms. It's very powerful, and it's also pretty affordable. It starts at just $40 for a single site license and goes up to $200 for an unlimited site license, that's good for if you're a developer or if you plan on developing in the future. The next plugin I recommend is WordPress SEO by Yoast. This plugin is free, and it's probably the most fully featured SEO plugin I've found. It's also the plugin that we use for everything on Art of Blog. This plugin goes above and beyond because it includes Facebook Open Graph data, Twitter cards, and all kinds of other functionality on top of the typical title tag, description, and other basic metadata. The next plugin is Akismet. This is a must-have plugin. As you build your website going in the future, you're going to notice that you get spam in your comments. And instead of you going through and manually deleting the spam, Akismet will catch a lot of it for you. WP Supercache is the next plugin. This is a great plugin because it helps with the performance of your WordPress website. You notice that for all the power and flexibility that WordPress has, a lot of times it can be pretty slow, especially if you get any type of traffic. Supercache helps with that by keeping a static copy of each page that's loaded. That way, the next time someone visits it, it doesn't have to make all the database calls, which makes it faster. One of my favorite plugins is Broken Link Checker. This comes into play as you build your website and you have, a few hundred posts and you have thousands of comments, right? The problem you start to run into is, websites that once were linked are no longer there. And so you have broken links on your website, which can hurt your SEO. Broken Link Checker periodically will run through all the posts and comments on your website, and it'll check the links. It'll give you a short report, and it'll allow you to either delete a link, edit a link, or ignore the link if you don't think it's actually broken. Another plugin that I really like is the WordPress Backup to Dropbox. This is really nice for in case your website's hacked or anything like that. Basically, you're just maintaining a copy of the files of your website offsite. Jetpack is another pretty good plugin, depending on what the purpose of your website is. There's some good features in there. It's one plugin, it has tons of features. It's free and it's maintained by Automatic. I suggest you at least check it out, although I usually don't use it on my websites. Smush It. This is a great plugin as your website grows and you're wanting to get better performance and you're wanting to maybe help out or help decrease the file size on your server. Smush It just runs through periodically and it will reduce the file size of your images. Outbrain is one of the last plugins I recommend, at least to start out. Outbrain is really good for recommending suggested articles as the reader gets to the end of your post. So let's say you come to Artablog and you got to Artablog by searching for like thesis tutorials. Well, we give you a thesis tutorial and at the end there's a few links. One of them may be 3 tutorials for becoming an awesome thesis user. Another one would be 5 free thesis skins, etc., etc. And so when you get to the end of this thesis post and you see these links, there's a good chance you're going to click on them. Using the Outbrain plugin, we were able to increase page views on Artablog by at least a few hundred per month, and it cost us nothing. Highly recommended plugin.